Hello everyone and welcome to the Climate Risk Analysis channel. I am Amaka. I am a sustainability data analyst based in Hamburg and I am taking the GARP Sustainability and Climate Risk Certification exam. And I am going to document the entire journey right here on this channel. If you're interested in climate risk, ESG sustainability career, or you're also taking the SCR exam, you are in the right place. Now let's get into it. Okay, so let me tell you quickly who I am and why I'm making this channel. I work as a sustainability data analyst here in Hamburg. I spend my days analyzing ESG metrics, working with climate data, helping companies understand their environmental impact. It's a work I genuinely love. But here's the thing. I wanted to familiarize my expertise. I wanted a certification that will open doors that companies actually recognize, that would position me as a serious climate risk professional. That's when I found the GAP SCR certification. Now, when I say my research, I did what everyone does. I went to YouTube and that's when I hit a wall. There was no practical content, little to no exam preparation content, no career guidance, no tutorials on how to actually do climate risk analysis, just software companies showing off their tools. And I thought, if I am struggling to find this content, there has to be thousands of other people in the same position. So that's why this channel exists. I am not some guru who already made it. I am literally learning and building my portfolio right now. And I am going to share everything, the good, the bad, the confusing parts, all of it. Think of this as learning together. You get access to all my study materials, all my thought processes, all my portfolio projects for free. No gatekeeping. If that sounds good to you, then stick around. Now, before we get into the certification details, let me explain why climate risk even matters. Because this isn't just about getting a certificate. This is about solving real problems, real business problems. Every single company on this planet is now asking these questions. Will our factory flood in the next 10 years? I'm not talking about vague environmental concerns. I'm talking about real financial risk. If your manufacturing facility is in a flood zone, you need to know. Insurance companies want to know. Investors want to know. Will new regulations make our product obsolete? The EU just passed the CSRD, which is the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive. Thousands of companies now have to disclose climate risks. That's not optional anymore. Companies that can't do this are going to get left behind. Another question, will our supply chain collapse due to drought? We saw this during COVID with supply chains. Now add climate change on top. If your suppliers are in regions facing water scarcity, that is a material risk, a material business risk. These are the questions climate risk analysts help answer. And here's the beautiful part. This field is exploding. Every bank, every insurance company, every major corporation is hiring for these roles. The demand is insane right now. So, if you are thinking about a career pivot or you want to add climate risks to your existing skills, you picked the right time. Alright, so let's talk about the certification itself. What actually is the GAP SCR? GAP stands for Global Association of Risk Professionals. They are the same organization that does the FRM, the Financial Risk Manager certification, which is like the gold standard in financial risk. Over 96,000 people have that certification worldwide. The SCR, Sustainability and Climate Risk Certificate, is their climate-focused credential and is designed for exactly this moment we are in, where companies desperately need people who can manage climate-related risk. Here's what you are signing up for if you take this exam: 80 multiple choice question plus one multi-part case study. You get 4 hours to complete it and is graded pass, fail. GAP recommends 100 to 150 hours of study time. Now I'm planning to do it in about 12 weeks, which we will get into in a minute. The exam is offered twice a year, April and October, so you've got time to prepare properly. And here's what I love about this certification: it's not just theory. You learn practical frameworks, how to actually assess physical risks, how to run scenario analysis, how to evaluate company disclosure. This is stuff you can immediately use in your work. The investment: early registration for GAP members is cheaper than standard registration, but either way, compared to the salary bump you can get with this certification, it's worth it. And the best part, once you pass, you join this global network of climate risk professionals. People are using this certification to pivot into ESG roles, to move into consulting, to land jobs at major banks and investment firms. It's legit, and I'm going to show you exactly how to prepare for it. So what's actually on this exam? Let me break down the 8 topics. First, foundation of climate change. This is your baseline. Climate science, greenhouse gases, why this is happening. You need to understand the science before you can assess the risk. Second, climate risks, both physical and transition risks. Physical risks is the flood, the drought, the extreme weather. Transition risks is the policy changes, the technology shifts, the market disruptions. This is probably the most important section. Third, climate policy and regulation. TCFD, CSRD, EU taxonomy, Paris Agreement. You need to know what companies are legally required to disclose. Fourth, scenario analysis. This is where it gets technical. How do you model different climate futures? What happened in a 1.5-degree world versus a 3-degree world? Fifth, green finance and sustainable business. Green bonds, ESG investing, how money flows in this space. Sixth, climate risk management, the practical stuff. How do you actually integrate climate risks into existing risk management framework? Seventh, nature risk. This is newer. Includes biodiversity, ecosystem services, how nature loss creates financial risk. And 8, carbon accounting and reporting. Scope 1, 2, 3 emissions, how to measure and report carbon footprint. Now, here's the thing. Every single one of these topics is something I am going to create content about. So even if you are not taking the exam, if you just want to understand climate risks better, you'll find value here. Each week, I am going to deep dive into one of these areas with real examples, with portfolio projects you can follow along with. Sounds good? Let's keep going. Alright, so here's my battle plan. 12 weeks, 3 phases. Phase 1, weeks 1 through 4. Foundation building. This is where I walk through the GAP official curriculum, 1 chapter per week. I am taking detailed notes. I am doing practice questions at the end of each chapter. I am building my knowledge base. Every week, I will create a video summarizing what I learned, the key concepts, the tricky parts, and how it applies to real companies. Phase 2, week 5 through 8, deep dive topics. This is where I go beyond the curriculum. I am focusing on scenario analysis because that's what I am least comfortable with. I am studying nature risks because it's a newer concept. I am analyzing real company climate reports to see how this stuff actually gets applied. And here's where the portfolio project comes in. I'm going to do full climate risk assessment of major companies using only public data and free tools, and you can follow along and build the same portfolio pieces. Phase 3, weeks 9 through 12, practice and review. GAP gives you one official practice exam. I'll take that, identify my weak areas and drill down on those topics. I'll review all my notes. I'll do more practice questions and then final preparation mode. And throughout all of this, I am sharing everything on this channel. Every resource I use, every concept I struggle with, every breakthrough moment, all of it. Because here's my philosophy. If I am investing 150 hours into this, I might as well create something valuable for other people at the same time. That's the power of building in public. So let me be super clear about what you actually find on this channel. First, the GAP SCR exam prep study guides, concept breakdowns, practice questions, exam strategies. If you are taking this exam, I am creating the resources I wish existed. Second, climate risk fundamentals. Even if you are not taking the exam, I will explain physical risks, transition risks, scenario analysis, all of it in plain language with real examples. Third, career guidance. How to break into climate risks from finance, from data analysis, from environmental science. How to position yourself. What skills to develop. What certification matters. Fourth, portfolio project. This is huge. I will show you how to do actual climate risk analysis using free tools and public data. We will analyze real companies together. You can build your portfolio alongside mine. Fifth, European regulations. Since I am based in Hamburg, I have a front row seat to CSR, the EU taxonomy, or the EU climate policy. I'll break down what it means for companies and for your career. And sixth, company analysis. We'll look at real corporate climate disclosures, what good risk management looks like, what red flags to watch for. And I am posting consistently every single week. No waiting 3 months between videos. This is a commitment. If you want practical, useful, real world climate education that isn't locked behind expensive courses, you are in the right place. Now, let me talk about who this channel is actually for, because I want to be super clear about who will benefit from this channel. If you are taking the GAP SCR exam or similar certification, this channel is for you. If you're a sustainability analyst and ESG analyst working in this space and want to deepen your expertise, this is also for you. If you're a career changer, maybe you're in finance, maybe you're in consulting, maybe you're in data analysis and you're curious about pivoting into climate risks, this is definitely for you. If you're a finance professional who is seeing ESG become more and more important in your work and you want to understand it better, this is for you. If you're a student studying environmental science, climate science, sustainability, risk management, and you want to see how these actually work in practice, welcome. If you're a risk manager trying to integrate climate into your existing frameworks, I will show you how. And honestly, if you just want to understand how companies deal with climate change from a business perspective, not just from the environmental perspective, there's content for you too. So, whether you're just starting out or you're already in the field, there's valuable content here. The only thing I ask is that you come with genuine curiosity. This isn't get rich quick content. This is real skill building, real career development. But if you are willing to put in the work, I will show you everything I'm learning. Alright, we are at the end of video 1. Congratulations if you've made it this far. Here's what I need you to do for me. First, hit the subscribe button. Seriously, if you want weekly climate risk insights, if you want to follow this journey, if you want to access all the study materials and portfolios I'm going to create, subscribe, turn on notifications, because YouTube algorithm is weird and you might miss videos otherwise. Second, drop a comment below. Tell me, are you also taking the SCR exam? What climate risk topic do you want me to cover first? What's your biggest question about breaking into this field? I read every comment and I will use your input to shape future videos. Third, come back next week, because next video I'm breaking down physical risks versus transition risks with real company examples. It's one of the most important concepts in climate risks, and I am going to make it crystal clear. And look, I get it, there are a million things competing for your attention, but here's what makes this channel different. I am not selling you a course. I am also not gatekeeping information. I am not trying to position myself as some unreachable expert. I'm literally just one step ahead of you, and I'm documenting everything. So this channel is authentic, this is useful, and this is free. So join me. Let's build our climate risk expertise together. Subscribe, drop a comment, and I will see you in the next one. This is just the beginning.